proud sponsor of the New York Yankees radio network. It's time to start the game with Altice One from Optimum. And we do start the game. And Brett Gardner is in. He takes a strike. We're underway.
And we are coming to you live from the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center broadcast booth. More science, less fear.
The right-hander, Zach Greinke's 0-1 is low outside. The Yankees have seen Greinke before, but that was with Kansas City. It was years ago. Greinke, after a terrible start against the Dodgers, remember all the home runs they hit against him on opening day? But now he's 4-1. He deals to Gardy, and the pitch is grounded right to third. Grabbed by Escobar, throws to first, and there's one away.
First pitch was 91 miles an hour. Remember, speed is great for pitching, but not for driving. Vision Zero Initiative reminds you to slow down, follow the speed limit, and watch for pedestrians. We are in Arizona, right?
You know how Camden Yards is Yankee Stadium South? This is Yankee Stadium Southwest. Funny. Really is funny. I don't think I'd find it funny if I was a Diamondback, but Gardner, before the out, was at .220. 5 homers, 11 RBIs. Now here's the player of the week in the American League, Luke Voit, and he takes a half swing at a breaking ball, and you heard that as he approached the plate, everyone went, Luke, even here in Arizona. Voit at .283, 8 homers, 25 RBIs, and the 0-1 is low outside. Voit is tied with Gary Sanchez for home runs on the Yankees and leads the Yankees in RBIs. He's a right-hand hitter. No overshift. And the pitch is cut on and missed 1-2. Well, Greinke 4-1 and an ERA 3.72, 6 games and starts, 36 innings, 29 hits. He has walked only 7, which is 2 per 9, a little less than 2 per 9. He has struck out 39, which is somewhere between a 5 and 6 to 1 ratio, 5.5 to 1 ratio. Pitch is outside. Now, he has given up 8 home runs, but Susan, I think he gave up a whole bunch of them to the Dodgers on that opening game.
Well, he has had 15 consecutive scoreless innings since that game. So.
Now, here's the 2-2 to Voit. And the pitch from Greinke, a breaking ball, is low, 3-2. I'm sure Susan told you, Chad Fairchild is calling the balls and strikes. I don't ever recall broadcasting a game here with the roof open. And probably because maybe when we've been here, it's been in the summer when it gets too hot.
It's very hot. No, I don't remember it ever being open at all.
There'll be a 3-2 to Voit with 1 out and no one on here in the top of the first. And the pitch is outside, ball 4. Voit has a great on-base percentage. And he has had quite a month. This is the final day in April, which is, the month has gone forever. And when you look at what Voit has done and what Gary Sanchez has done, and here is Gary. Sanchez is 13 for 56. He has 8 homers and 18 RBIs. 8 homers and 56 at-bats, 1 every 7 at-bats. You can't have a better stat than that. 13 hits and 18 RBIs. That's not bad either.
And how about missing 2 weeks of the month?
Oh, it's amazing. It was only had 56 at-bats. So 1 on and 1 out. And the pitch to Gary, there's a strike with the old fastball, 1-1.
And Zach Greinke, this is not the same Zach Greinke. And he doesn't throw harder than 90-91, and he's been throwing 90-91. He used to throw much harder. Change up, not a lot of split between the velocity of the fastball and the change, unlike most pitchers. And he still has that great slider.
And he'll deal 0-1 to Sanchez. Swung on a high pop. Off the plate, first base side, and John Ryan Murphy has to watch it go in the crowd, just over. Now the count 0-2.
John Ryan Murphy, the ex-Yankee. John, he looks exactly the same as when we first met him when he was 20. Hasn't changed at all, 27 now. He is the backup to Avila. Avila has been hurt. He will be back, I think, tomorrow or the next day.
I never saw a team with more catches. The backup is Carson Kelly because Avila's on the IL. Then there's Blake Swihart, who can catch. He plays all over. So that's a whole bunch of catchers,
And
especially when you don't have much of a bench because of all the pitchers.
And Caleb Joseph's on this team.
Yeah, pitch at breaking ball. Yeah, I forgot about him and Caleb Joseph. Odd, isn't it, to have that many catches? So obviously Swihart won't catch much because they have so many other catches. 1 and 2 on Gary Sanchez.
Well, Torey Lovullo was in Boston when Blake Swihart was coming up. They always thought he was going to be a multi-purpose defender, play second base, play left field, play right field, play third sometimes.
Here's the 1-2. The pitch is low. 330. First of all, the ball travels great here. It's thought of as a great hitting ballpark. 330 down the left field line. 368 to the alley. It's down the right field line, 335 and 376 to the right center field alley. I'm going to get to center field in a moment. Very unusual. Now here's the 2-2. And the pitch low, 3-2. Now the Yankees really taking pitches against Greinke. In dead center field, it's 407. And on either side, in left center deep or in right center deep, it's 413. And the ball flies. And not only you have to hit it that far, but you have to hit it up for a home run. But it happens all the time. Pitch. Breaking ball, grounded foul. Gary Sanchez was fooled, and he double clutched and got a little piece of the curveball to stay alive. So the count remains 3-2.
You know what? With the roof open, this is a beautiful place with the roof open.
It doesn't look the same when it's closed. It looks, as you said, like an airplane hangar. But when it's open,
this is gorgeous. This is
very
really
nice.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Here's the payoff to Sanchez. Struck him out swinging on a slider down and away. So there are 2 outs. And here is Gleyber Torres. Gleyber hitting .264, 5 homers, 14 RBIs. The Yankees come in 17-11. They have won 11 of their last 13. They've had a phenomenal West Coast trip. Right now, they are 6 out of 7 on the West Coast trip. And these 2 games tonight and then tomorrow afternoon, then the Yankees fly home.
Yeah, he's right.
So the runner at first is Voit. With 2 outs, here is Torres, a right-hand hitter. Pitch is a strike in the count 0-1. Susan has assured me that both DJ LeMahieu and Gio Urshela can pinch hit tonight. I'm in National League ballpark. If you fall behind, you have to hit for the pitcher.
Can indeed.
Now here's the 0-1 to Gleyber. Half swing, not a good swing at all for a strike in the count 0-2.
And I did see DJ didn't even have a wrap on his knee when I saw him. He did some drills and he hit in the cage. And so did Gio. Gio said he didn't even feel it from the top of his hand. I don't know if he's fibbing or not, but he says he's perfectly fine.
Here is the 0-2. Hit hard, base hit to left center field. Past the dive of Ahmed at short. Voit holds at second. You can hear the crack of the bat up here. Torres hit the ball between Ahmed, who's a great shortstop, defensive shortstop, and second base. He dove and just couldn't stop it. It was hit so hard. So 2 on and 2 out. Now batting fifth, here is Mike Tauchman.
And you know what was great about that at bat was that Gleyber Torres looked almost foolish on that last strike, which was a slider. He threw him the same pitch, and Gleyber hit it up through the middle.
Tauchman is 11 for 59. Well, look at this. He has 3 more at-bats than Gary Sanchez. He has 3 homers and 8 RBIs. He's a left-hand hitter. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first. Greinke deals outside. And the count 1-0. Well, I understand what the Yankees are doing with both LeMahieu and Urshela. They're so important to the Yanks. You might as well give them an extra day or so. After all, look how injuries have hit the Yanks. Thanks. 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground to second. And Flores flips to first to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. And go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. You know what CC needs, 3 strikeouts to achieve that goal. Here is Adam Jones to lead it off. Arizona, pretty good hitting ball club, and Jones a very good hitter, and he takes a fastball high, the ex-Baltimore Oriole. Adams at .294, 5 homers and 18 RBIs. Listen to the numbers against Sabathia. Now, he and Sabathia have met so many years. Pitch, foul back. Jones is 26 for 90. And he's hit 5 home runs against CC.
And they had dinner together last night. The Sabathias and the Joneses, they're very close friends.
It'll be a 1-1. And the pitch is grounded to third. Grab by Wade. He throws to first, 1 away. So without LeMahieu and Urshela, Wade plays third, and Thairo Estrada plays second. Tachman plays right, Maben plays left, and they're winning. It's something that really is something. You know, Greg Schulte, the great Arizona broadcaster, said, Aaron Boone's got to be manager of the year, at least for the first month.
He really is. He really is. Having a great time.
1 away. Here is Ketel Marte. He's a switch hitter batting right. And Sabathia deals. There's a cutter inside, 1-0. Marte at .250, 6 homers, 21 RBIs. Marte is a great athlete. And tomorrow, there's the 1-0. Swung on and popped him up. Shallow right. Out goes Estrada, called up by Tachman, who makes the catch. And they're 2-way. Tomorrow, Marte will play second. They play Wilmer Flores against lefties and play Marte in the outfield.
You know, and I was also going to ask you, because Ketel Marte, when we saw him come up with Seattle, was a shortstop. And I was going to ask you, when did he start playing center field? Robin Yount.
I guess they saw what a good athlete he is. So, for example, tonight's lineup, there's only one left-hand hitter. He's cleanup on deck, David Peralta. Here is Eduardo Escobar, and he takes a pitch outside. He's a switch hitter, came over late from Minnesota last year, signed to a new contract, the player of the week in the National League. He's at .286. Sabathia deals. There's a breaking ball strike. 5 homers and 17 RBIs. I always thought when he was with Minnesota that he'd be a really good hitter, and he really has blossomed that way. And here he is batting third. The 1-1, and cut on, missed on a change, and the count 1-2.
And all those 5 home runs in his last 20 games. In the last 20 games, never mind last week, 361, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs in his last 20.
Well, you know where CC is, 1-2, and the pitch is high, 2-2. CC 3 strikeouts away. Two outs, no one on. Now the overshift is on. 3 infielders on the left side. And the 2-2. Swung on and hit in the air to left and deep. Back goes Maben on the track. Makes the catch. Maybe a step or 2 from the wall. So the Diamondbacks out 1-2-3. End of 1 inning of play. No. Go to the top of the second. The Yankees will send up 6, 7, and 8. Cameron Maben, Thairo Estrada, and then Tyler Wade, righty, lefty. And then the pitcher spot. And the pitch to Maben. There's a strike. Cameron 3 for 8 as a Yank. No homers and 2 RBIs.
Today's Yankees Radio Network Acme Markets home run payoff contestant is Howard McNiff. Howard will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card.
Pitch to Maben is low.
And that'll be for every homer the Yanks hit in the second. Visit WFAN.com/Acme for your chance to hit it big this entire season.
Now here's Greinke's 1-1. Breaking ball strike, 1-2.
Greinke now 35 years old. We remember him coming up as a teenager with Kansas City. He was signed right out of high school. I believe he was 19 or 20 when he first came up with Kansas City.
A long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch. Swung on, a little grounded towards second. Flores hustles, throws, safe. A weak little ground ball toward, let's say, the first base side of second. And so Flores had right-hand hitters up Maben. He had to come all the way over, grab, and flip. And Maben legged it out. The one thing I will say, Maben, Wade, Estrada, every time that they come up, not every time, but oftentimes, they really do something good. That's why the Yanks have won 11 out of 13.
I think it's remarkable, and they've created a bond, and they root for each other. It really is. Somebody said it's like, somebody said to me, how do you like covering your college team? I said, I like it terrifically. They're fun to watch. They're fun to be around.
Estrada takes a breaking ball strike. Tyro is 6 for 14. So one at bat less than 500. Really amazing. He has an RBI. Wade on deck. Now Sabathia tonight will have a chance to swing left-handed against a right-hand pitcher. And the fastball is low. On the count 1-1. On Estrada, looks down at Phil Nevin, his third base coach, for a sign that might be on.
You know what's interesting about all these kids that have come up?
And here's the 1-1.
And I know Maven's not a kid, but Brian Cashman keeps finding these people. There has not been one dud in the whole group.
No, and there's been no blip on the Yankees. I mean, that's where they started winning. As I say, won 11 out of 13. And on this West Coast trip, they are 6 out of 7. So it'll be a 1-2 to Estrada. He struck him out swinging on a breaking ball, slower breaking ball, changing the speeds on his breaking ball. And there's one away. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
The Blue Jackets beat the Bruins 2-1. Columbus takes a 2-1 series lead. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
John Sterling Sue's involvement here at Chase Field. That is wide open. When it is closed, I just realized it because I've never seen it open. They open it in the middle. One part goes to the right, one part goes to the left. Here's Tyler Wade, a left-hand hitter, and there's a strike. Wade is 10 for 41. No homers and 4 RBIs. Check that, no homers and 5 RBIs. Wade, though, gives the Yankees a little something extra, and you can tell it by stolen bases. He's stolen 5 out of 5. And his speed is a big part of his game, and the Yanks have really used that speed. Pitch is foul, third base side, out of play. And the count 0-2.
Well, what you see about, when somebody said Aaron Boone should be manager of the year, what you've seen is that this is a totally different type of team than he'd be managing when, when the real guys get back or the number one guys get back. And he's using their speed, they're moving runners. They're going first to third. They're playing at third. They're playing a totally different game.
Yeah, it's been great fun, no question. Now here's the 0-2 to Wade. And the backdoor breaking ball misses 1-2. The shift is on for Wade, which, frankly, I don't understand. And the third baseman, Escobar, plays, 70% of the way towards second. So if Wade would hit a ground ball to third or bunt to third, he couldn't help but beat it up. Now, I know there are 2 strikes on him. And they pick off the runner. Maben is caught. Run down now by Ahmad, who touches him on the back. And that'll do it. It goes 1-3-6. I'm going to change that. It goes 1-3-5. So Maben is picked. Now, because he was running to second, they call it a caught stealing. But in our business, they know he got picked. That'll be a 1-2 to Tyler Wade. And Greinke deals just outside. Yankees baseball brought to you in part by your local Ford stores. For great deals on Ford's full lineup of trucks and SUVs, visit your local Ford store or check out buyfordnow.com. 2-2, the count on Wade. CeCe is on deck. The pitch is breaking ball, cut out of his. He's throwing both the slider and a curve, and that was the curve. Oh, he still needs 3. Here's David Peralta, who is off to a great start. He's hitting .325, 4 homers and 19 RBIs. Escobar and Marte are switch hitters. Obviously, they're batting right-handed against CeCe. This is the only left-hand hitter in the lineup. And Sabathia deals. There's a breaking ball strike, and we're underway in the bottom of the second.
The time is 7:07 and the temperature is 81 degrees here in Phoenix, and it's brought to you by Navien Tankless Water Heaters. If it's time to stop running out of hot water, switch to Navien. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
0-1 is cut on him, so he's at 2 strikes again. You know, CeCe wants to get it over, and I think everyone else does too. So, here's a chance. 0-2 on the lefty Peralta. And the 0-2 is outside and low, 1-2.
Mookie Betts hit his 6th homer. Mitch Moreland hit his 8th. And Oakland lost to the Red Sox 5-1. Rick Porcello beats Aaron Brooks.
By the way, Betts is really heating up. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and poked foul, third base side out of play.
Houston is shutting out Minnesota 7-0. They're in the top of the 5th. George Springer, his 9th. Jake Marisnick, his 2nd. And Alex Bregman, his 5th. It's Garrett Cole against Michael Pineda. Pineda gave up 5 runs and 9 hits in 5 innings.
Here's the 1-2. Low outside, 2-2.
Texas leading Pittsburgh 2-0, top of the 5th. At a little while, Cubs and Seattle are starting. Toronto's at the Angels. Tampa Bay is at Kansas City. Is that postponed? Make up tomorrow night, twilight doubleheader.
2-2, strike 3, needs 2. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd in Arizona. So CeCe has his first strikeout. He's 2 away.
Oh, my goodness. And they say that the Yankees travel well, boy. They sure travel to Phoenix.
Here's the first baseman, right-handed, Christian Walker. He's hitting .316, 7 homers, 15 RBIs. Jake Lamb, the left-hand hitter, is injured. He was going to play first base this year with Goldie going to the Cardinals. Pitch caught on a missed breaking ball, 0-1.
St. Louis is leading Washington 3-2. They're in the top of the 9th. 3-1 Detroit over Philadelphia. They're also in the top of the 9th. Cleveland leading Miami 7-4, top of the 9th.
The pitch to Walker, caught on a missed fastball, up, and the count 0-2. So once again, CeCe with a 2-strike count on the batter. And the 0-2 is low, 1-2.
Cincinnati and the Mets all tied up 3 apiece. They are in the top of the 9th. Cincinnati scored 2 runs in the 9th off of George Familia. San Diego leading Atlanta 4-3. They're in the top of the 9th. Milwaukee leading Colorado 4-0. They're in the top of the 9th.
You should have a lot of finals soon. Now here's the 1-2 to the right-hand hitting Walker. And Sabathia deals. It's inside. And the count 2-2.
Oh, you can see the fans are going to be arguing not so quietly every call that doesn't go that way with Chad Fairchild. They all thought that should have been a strike.
So 2-2. And the pitch, a breaking ball. He didn't call it. I find this fascinating. Sabathia thought it was a strike. He takes a walk to the third base side of the mound. That was a breaking ball. Boy, I thought that was a strike.
It
oh,
was
my
a
goodness.
strike.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it couldn't be more of a strike. It just nestled right by the, oh my goodness, into the glove. Sanchez didn't even move his glove. It was right down the middle of the plate.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. It looked like a strike,
call.
but you're calling it behind the umpire and the catcher. That was a perfect strike, a breaking ball strike. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, a high pop foul down the right field line, and it lands foul, just foul. And so CC will try again.
You know, we saw it again, and it looked like it started high and then nestled down into the strike zone, and the umpire just gave up on it. And Fairchild and Gary Sanchez having a little conversation. I think he's saying, you know, you blew that one. And Fairchild saying, yeah, I know.
Well, I hope that's the conversation, yes.
That was terrible.
That was a strike? Whoa, was that a strike? So 3-2 on Walker. 1 out, no one on. Bottom of the second, no score. And here's the payoff pitch. Struck him out swinging. High fastball. That's his second strikeout. He needs one more.
All right, 90-mile-an-hour cutter. His favorite pitch now. This place is going crazy.
Had pretty good fastball. A cutter is a fastball. Just moves a little bit. Finger pressure. And if you don't throw as hard, like CC doesn't throw nearly as hard as he used to, the cutter moves. And to a right-hand hitter, he's going to face mostly righty hitters, it moves in. Here's Flores, and there's a strike. Wilmer Flores, the ex-Met, has always been a very good hitter against lefty pitching. This year, though, he's at .224, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. The pitch is outside, the count 1-1. Well, he's got 2 strikeouts. He needs one more. And we will be celebrating, I would think, relatively soon. There's the 1-1. Did he go? No. They checked the first base umpire, Paul Emmel. He said no swing.
CC has spent these first 2 innings with this grin on his face of all these calls that he's not getting.
The 2-1. Swung on a high drive to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Wilmer Flores hits one out in left field, and Arizona takes a 1-0 lead.
And that's Wilmer Flores' first home run of the year. And John had just told you what he has done over his career against left-handed pitching.
You know, I think you're right. I think I wrote down 2 by mistake. I don't know why. That's his first homer of the year in a ballpark that yields home runs. And Wilmer Flores is a home run hitter. So that's his first one. And Arizona takes a 1-0 lead. It was right out about where the 368 is in left center. And the breaking ball is a strike to Nick Ahmed. Ahmed is a great fielding shortstop. Never much of a hitter. But last year, something happened. He came of age, and he had 17 home runs and drove in 70 runs. Pitch. Swung on and fouled away. First base side, the count 0-2. This year, Ahmed is a .257, 2 homers and 13 RBIs. Now let's see if CC can get it right here. He's 1 strikeout away. He's ahead on the count. 0-2. The pitch is grounded to first. Voit feels he's got to race to the bag and miss. He's safe. There was no one there. Voit raced over, dove, but Nick Ahmed just beat him to the bag. So give Ahmed an infield single.
Well, and that's going to happen if you get it past CC. Does not get off the mound, and they don't want him to, actually.
And also, being a lefty, he falls to the third base side, so he didn't have a chance. Now, here is our old friend, John Ryan Murphy, He is 8 for 33 with 3 homers and 4 RBIs. One nothing Diamondbacks, bottom of the second. And Sabathia deals. And the Cutter's inside 1-0. Now the 1-0 swung on and lined deep but foul down the left field line. Now that evens the count at 1-1. Ahmed leads off first, and JR has the count even at 1-1. He's a right-hand hitter, and the pitch is grounded foul off third. So once again, CC is at 2 strikes, 1 and 2 on Murphy. Amber and the whole family are rooting along with everyone else for CC to get one more strikeout. Here comes the 1-2. Foul back. Ahmed leads off first. 1-2 to Murphy. Pitch. Struck him out swinging. There it is. He has 3 strikeouts. He has 3,000. And next up, CC Sabathia, the Hall of Fame. The Yankees come out of the dugout to hug him and slap him on the back. Great. Great. Susan will take it all in, and she'll relate all of this when we get back. We have to break for the commercials. 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Flores. And the end of 2 innings of play. 1-0 Arizona. The W throws him left-handed. Arizona with a 1-0 lead. It really brought a tear to my eye, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
That was wonderful. The pitch is cut on and foul, tipped at home plate. CC was hugged individually by every single member in the dugout, and that dugout is bulging. It was so exciting, and all the fans standing and cheering. You'd think it was a home game.
Cameras everywhere. Well, this is history, and baseball fans are very aware of that.
0-1, pitch low, and the count 1-1.
There's only 2 other lefties that have ever done that, and that's Randy Johnson and Steve Carlton.
2 fairly good left-handers.
Yeah.
Pitch is a strikeout, the knees, 1-2. By the way, the totals I gave you, 1 run, 2 hits. Remember the Ahmed infield single. Obviously, I didn't. The home run gives Arizona a 1-0 lead. Pitch struck him out swinging on a sinker away, and there's 1 down.
Meanwhile, the other veteran on here, Zach Greinke, already has 4 strikeouts here.
He does indeed. Here's Brett Gardner. You know, one thing for the Yankees, it's good that he did it early. You know, now they can spend the rest of the game concentrating
Worrying about the game.
Trying to get a win, yeah. Brett Gardner grounded at third his first time. And Greinke deals at the knees. A strike, 0-1. The third inning brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. Best network, best devices, best value.
You know, these 2 pitchers, CC leads all active pitchers with 247 wins. Zach Greinke's third.
The pitch to Brett is inside.
And
well, when CC, not if, when CC gets 3 more wins and has 250 wins and 3,000 strikeouts, it'd be very tough to get 300 wins now because of the way they pitch pitchers.
Right. You can't do it anymore. That's not going to happen again. They just...
Here's the 1-1. And a strike. Fastball across 1-2.
By the way, when CeCe struck out David Peralta, that was the first strikeout of the game. NYU Winthrop Hospital reminds you they strike out cancer for the country's most experienced cyberknife team for prostate cancer treatment. Now, the pitcher in between CeCe and Zach Greinke with wins is Justin Verlander.
1-2. And the pitch fouled back to the screen, so the count holds it at 1-2.
Three veterans. Greinke has done very well at reinventing himself. Doesn't have that hard fastball anymore. It throws 90, 91, 92 at the most now.
But coming in, he had 39 strikeouts in 36 innings. The 1-2. Hit on the ground toward third. No one's there. It's a base hit to left field. You know, when I saw them overshift, Susan, I thought, I wonder if Gardner is going to think about holding the bat back and trying to hit a ground ball there. And he did. So there's a single, a one-out single for Gardner. If they're going to overshift, take advantage of it. Well, here is Luke Voigt. So Gardner, the tying run at first. Now, Greinke holds the set at the belt and deals. And the pitch inside 1-0. They don't overshift yet for Voigt, but the second baseman Flores plays a couple of steps on the first base side of second. And the center fielder Marte plays about 1 or 2 steps over toward right center. 1-0 to Voigt. Hit on the ground to deep short. Ahmed goes to second, one on to first. Double play. So Voigt hits into a 6-4-3 double. Now we go to the bottom of the third inning on a Wilmer Flores home run. The D-backs have a 1-0 lead. Here is Zach Greinke. Now, you know how great a pitcher Greinke is. Well, he's not a bad hitter. He's 6 for 13, one at bat worse than 500, and he has 2 homers and 4 RBIs. Now we go to the bottom of the third. CeCe already has the 3,000 strikeouts, and he deals to Greinke, and there's a breaking ball strike.
When Luke Voigt grounded into a double play, that was the 15th out of the game, brought to you by Geico. Geico, saving you money on car insurance, has been in Geico's wheelhouse for over 75 years. So after the game, get a quote at geico.com.
0-1's outside.
Geico, so easy, a caveman can do it. One of the things that you see is because of Twitter, ex-teammates are just chiming in all over Twitter. Java Chamberlain had a beautiful tweet.
1-1. Pop foul, first base out of play.
Saying, seeing one of my mentors and best friends get 3,000 is an amazing feeling. Ryan Dempster said, congratulations. Next stop, Cooperstown.
It'll be a 1-2 to Greinke. Leading off the bottom of the third, Sabathia deals. Struck him out swinging. Well, see, there's 3,001.
You know, it's interesting. John Ryan Murphy, who is now the answer to a trivia question, he caught Mariano's last pitch. He caught CeCe, I'll bet 10 or 15 times. He's all over Yankees history.
I think it's great when you're included in history, even if it's on the reverse side, like Al Downing giving up Henry Aaron's 715. Well, one away. Man, here is Adam Jones. And CeCe does a breaking ball high. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
NBA playoffs, the Bucks beat the Celtics 123-102 to even that series at a game apiece. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
Jones hits a high fly to shallow left center. Gardner comes over to make the catch. And there are 2 away. The third inning brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. Best network, best devices, best value.
Do you remember, John, when Nolan Ryan's 5,000th strikeout was Ricky Henderson? And Ricky Henderson stood up and he said it was an honor to be the 5,000th strikeout of Nolan Ryan. I'll never forget that.
I think that's wonderful.
He said it was an honor.
Now here's Ketel Marte, switch hitter batting right, and the cutter is inside. Marte fly to right his first time. 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Arizona. And the 1-0 is grounded foul outside of third. Now here's the 1-1. Grounded to short. Torres backhands, fires in time. Nice play. Out to the fourth. 1-0 Diamondbacks on a second inning home run by the ex-Met, Wilmer Flores. It'll be Sanchez, Torres, and Mike Tauchman here in the fourth. Gary struck out his first time. Greinke deals, swung on a mile-high pop behind the plate and over the screen, strike one. Now, I was mentioning before how tough it's going to be for someone to win 300 games. Don't forget, in the old days, they had a 4-man rotation. Now, of course, it's a 5-man rotation, but I think even worse than that, Susan, is the fact they don't let them pitch more than 6 innings.
No, and a lot of times they'll take them out before they even get to the 5th inning so they don't get credit for a win.
Here's the 0-1. Line like a bullet. It is a base hit over third down the left field line into the left field corner. Sanchez rounds first and steams into second with a double. So there's the tying run at second. You know what? I was very surprised on the strikeout list who's not there. You mentioned Carlton, of course, Randy Johnson. Warren Spahn. Ron Spahn won more games than any other left-hander in history. I think he won 362 games. But obviously, tells you how tough it is to strike out.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Now, the 17th pitcher in Major League history. I'm looking at the list. Somebody put the list up on one of the websites.
Pitches inside to Gleyber Torres.
And who was their strikeout victim? Bob Gibson and Nolan Ryan both struck out the same person for their 3,000 strikeouts. Cesar Geronimo.
Ex-Red outfielder.
Very interesting.
1-0. Swung on and hit in the air deep down the right field line. Heading toward the wall, and it bounces over. Bounces over, so they're going to... Sanchez can score. Sanchez scores. Torres gets a ribby double. The Yankees tied at 1. It was a fly ball down the right field line, right where the bullpen is, and it hit. But that ground, the running warning track must really be hard. It had to bounce over a fence that's, 8-9 feet high.
Well, they put that turf in this year. This is the first year they've had turf. I wonder if the warning track, is that stuff that's bouncy like in Toronto. Boy, that really bounced up.
Yeah, that's a big bouncer. Well, Torres' 15th RBI, tied at 1. Here's Mike Tauchman. His job is to pull the ball. Pitch. Swung on and foul third base side, out of play. And he has to pull the ball to get him to third, then see if Maben can bring him in. You know, it's really odd about this stretch. We've loved it. I mean, it's so much fun, so exciting to see kids you don't even know and do so well. And the Yanks, as I mentioned, have won 11 out of 13. Here's the 0-1. Pitch outside. But, you would think they're doing it by moving runners and, putting on sacrifice. And actually, in the weekend in San Francisco, they just beat the tar out of the Giants.
They just beat the tar out of them. And they do move runners, and they do put a play on. But with Sanchez back, with Sanchez and Torres being hot, they don't need to.
So it'll be a 1-1. Tauchman takes a pitch low, and the count 2-1.
So this list is fascinating me, John.
It would fascinate me, too, so you can put any name you want. I'd like to hear it.
Gaylord Perry's 3,000th was your buddy, Joe Simpson, the announcer
How
for...
about that?
Tom Seaver's 3,000, Keith Hernandez.
Now here's the 2-1 to Tauchman. Swung on and drilled deep down the left field line. On the run is Peralta to make the catch. That does not move the runner. He hit the ball well, but doesn't move the runner. So Gleyber Torres at second with one man out. Here's Cameron Maybin.
And the second time they're really hitting that fastball slider combination. And that one didn't go far enough, but got good one on the ball.
He did indeed. Now here's Cameron Maybin. So the Yanks have two cracks at a run with Maybin and Estrada. Cameron had an infield single his first time, and you can see why. He hit a ground ball way wide of first. Pitch to Maybin, foul back. And so Flores had to come all the way over, field the ball, flip, and Maybin just beat it out. Well, Flores is playing two steps on the first base side of second. They do move the first baseman, Christian Walker, over in the first base hole. But if Maybin hit the same grounder, I'm sure he'd beat it out again. We're tied at one, top of the fourth. The runner at second, Gleyber Torres, with one out. And the 0-1 swung on a high pop to shallow center. Flores is out calling, and he makes the catch for the second out. Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium Sunday, May 5th, when the Yankees take on the Twins for one of everyone's favorite days, Bat Day. The first 10,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a 1999 World Champions commemorative bat, courtesy of the Bank of America. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Well, two down, here is Estrada. Tyro is a right-hand hitter, and Greinke deals, and it's foul tipped at home plate. Estrada, a strikeout victim his first time. Now the 0-1, breaking ball's way outside, 1-1 on Estrada. Yankees 1, D-backs 1. We're on the top of the fourth with two outs. And a runner at second, Gleyber Torres. 1-1, swung on and lined to left center and deep. Peralta going back, and he makes the catch in deep left center field. Estrada. Now, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The game is tied at 1. If you tuned in late, naughty, CeCe has already struck out 4. The third strikeout, it got him to 3,000. And it was a very exciting, emotional moment here. Celebrated by the crowd. Pitch is a breaking ball that's low to Eduardo Escobar. Switch hitter, batting right. Here's the 1-0. And that pitch missed outside. 2-0. CeCe's 2-0 to Escobar. A strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Before tonight, Samantha, I don't think I mentioned it, 3 games and starts, 15 innings, 10 hits, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, a fly ball to left center. On the run is Gardner, can't get there, has to play it on a hop, and fires in toward third. A double for Escobar, a fly ball double that I guess was placed perfectly between Maybin and Gardner. Gardner got closer. So now let's see if Arizona can move the runner to third and get him in. And here's left-hand hitting David Peralta, who struck out his first time. Sabathia deals lefty to lefty. The pitch is lined on one hop to short to Torres. Holds the runner, throws to first. Torres was playing near second perfectly for Peralta. He got the smash on one hop. So there's one away.
Scoreboard update is brought to you by the New York Racing Association. Tickets to the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival on June 8th are on sale now. Purchase your tickets at belmontstakes.com. Final in Boston, Red Sox beat Oakland 5-1. Rick Porcellis goes to 2-3. Aaron Brooks also now 2-3. Mookie Betts and Mitch Moreland both homered.
One away. Here's Christian Walker, the righty hitting first baseman. Walker struck out his first time. And CC deals inside. Now the count 1-0.
Houston beating up on Minnesota 11-0. They're still in the top of the eighth. Garrett Cole went 7 innings, giving up no runs, 1 hit, and 11 strikeouts. Homers by George Springer, Jake Marisnick, and Alex Bregman. Top of the eighth in Texas. Texas leading Pittsburgh 2-0.
Pitch is rocketed to left field on the run. Maben makes the catch on the track. Well, that ball was really hit. Just didn't get underneath. Obviously a very bad launch angle. Anyway, he hit a bullet. Maben caught it on the track.
St. Louis beat Washington 3-2. Adam Wainwright gets the win. Anibal Sanchez takes the loss. Detroit beat Philadelphia 3-1. Spencer Turnbull beats Vince Velasquez. Shane Green had his 12th save. Cleveland over Miami 7-4. Trevor Bauer beats Sandy Alcantara. Brad Hand had his 9th save. 7,000 in Miami.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wilmer Flores takes a breaking ball inside 1-0.
Final at Citi Field in 10 innings. Mets beat Cincinnati 4-3. Todd Frazier had his second home run. A Pete Alonso sac fly in the 10th drove in the winning run.
1-0. Missed outside 2-0 to Flores.
San Diego beat Atlanta 4-3. Chris Paddock beats Julio Teheran. Final in Milwaukee. Milwaukee beats Colorado 4-3. Also same score, 4-3. And San Francisco is leading the Dodgers 1-0, bottom of the third.
Here's the 2-0. Pitch missed low inside 3-0. Flores hit his first home run of the year. Really, it's tough to believe because this is a very good park to hit in, and he can hit. Here, it'll be a 3-0. Last strike at the knees, 3-1. Escobar, with his fly ball double to left center, leads off second with 2 out. And the 3-1. Hit on the ground to right field. There is a base hit. Tauchman fields, comes up throwing, and it's late. On to second goes Flores, and the throw goes to center field, but he holds on. So it's a base hit and an RBI for Wilmer Flores. He has both RBIs. And Arizona now takes a 2-1 lead.
And these are really hard shots off of CC now. And you heard John talk about what a good hitter Wilmer Flores always was his whole Mets career.
And that's his 7th RBI. And now he's in scoring position with 2 out. And here is Ahmed. Nick Ahmed, the shortstop, righty hitter. And CC deals cutter inside 1-0.
You know, Arizona, at least now, playing much better than everybody thought they were going to. You know, even their own broadcasters were saying that.
1-0 is low. Well, you know, when you put it all together, they lost. Well, the biggest one they lost is their leader, Paul Goldschmidt. And they also lost the center fielder, Pollock, A.J. Pollock, and they went to the Dodgers, Goldschmidt, the Cardinals, and Patrick Corbin went to Washington.
That's right.
So those are three pretty heavy players. And yet they are playing very well. They came into the game 16-13. Just a couple of games behind the Dodgers in the West.
5-2 in their last 7, 10-4 in their last 14. They had lost 2 in a row after winning 5 in a row.
There'll be a 2-0 to Ahmed. Flores leading off second. And Sabathia deals a weak ground ball to short. Glaber one hands and fires in time to end the inning. In at third is Escobar to guard against the bunt. Wade struck out his first time. And Greinke deals outside 1-0. You know, moving the Yankees around this country is, well, it's fun, but it's also very tough. It's a very big job. Obviously, the Yankees bring in so many people. Here's the 1-0 pitch outside. The head of security for the Yankees is a fellow named Eddie Fastook. And, boy, I have known Eddie for probably my 30 years here. Anyway, celebrating a birthday today. I think he's 30. I think that's what it is.
I think you're double 30.
Oh, he's double 30. Okay. Anyway, happy birthday, Eddie.
Happy birthday, Eddie. And be proud of those years.
The 2-0 is cut on him. It's 2-1.
When I first met Eddie, he was George's driver.
Right.
And that's
Absolutely.
very long time ago.
2-1 on Wade, ex-policeman, ex-New York City cop.
And you can tell, can't you?
Now here's the 2-1. Swung on, a high fly to left. Back goes Peralta on the track near the wall, makes the catch. One step from the 368. Now Wade, the ball carries great here, I would say. And Wade just missed. Maybe a step away from the wall. Now one down, here's CeCe.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Here's CeCe. He takes a pitch low. Breaking ball from Greinke. 2-1 Diamondbacks, top of the fifth. And Greinke deals. There is a strike. So that evens the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 is cut on him. Missed 1-2. They have to change the sign, the strike and ball. The scoreboard has 0-2. It's 1-2. The first pitch was low. Now here's the 1-2. Breaking ball is low again. Now, that was a very slow curveball. Now the count 2-2. I don't know why they just don't fix it on the scoreboard. The home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild, has been holding up the numbers. Anyway, it'll be a 2-2 to CeCe. 1 out, no one on. Top of the fifth. Arizona with a 2-1 lead. Greinke deals and is grounded foul at home plate. CeCe, you know, Aaron Boone was telling Susan on the manager, so he's an athlete. He's a terrific basketball player. And you can tell when he's up at bat. I mean, he's swinging the bat like a hitter, not like a pitcher.
used to be. He won when he was in Milwaukee. Remember that great game? He pitched the whole thing and won it 1-0 with a home run.
Yes. Carried Milwaukee to the playoffs. The pitch. Struck him out swinging fastball up and in. And there are two away.
And 90 mile an hour fastball, but it's where it is, as John said, up and in.
We are coming to you live from the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center broadcast booth. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, proud partner of the Yankees radio network. Now 2 down, and here is Brett Gardner. And he takes the pitch high. The Yankees a run on 5 hits. Arizona 2 runs on 4 hits. We're in the top of the 5th, 2 outs and no one on. And Greinke deals inside. Gardy had to jump out of the way. Tomorrow's an afternoon game, and we're on the air, I believe, at 3 with the pregame and 3:40 with the play-by-play, which is good for us. We're going to have a big drive time audience. And then what's even better for us, we're going to fly home. A long trip. Very good trip, but a long trip. The 2-0. There's a strike pumped right across.
It'll be interesting to see these 2 games. This is the first over 500 team that the Yankees have played since Houston.
It'll be a 2-1. Breaking ball strike. And the count 2-2. Big hook. It'll be a 2-2 to Gardner. And Greinke deals. Breaking ball lined right to third. So that. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. CC has done nobly, with the exception of Wilmer Flores, who has a home run and a ribby single. He has 2 of the 4 hits. It's a 2-1 ball game, Arizona, bottom of the 5th inning. John Ryan Murphy will lead it off, the righty hitting catcher.
It's 8:01 and 79 degrees in Phoenix, brought to you by Navien Tankless Water Heaters, the official tankless water heater of the Yankees radio network.
And Sabathia deals. Big backdoor breaking ball missed, and count 1-0. No overshift, but Estrada, the second baseman, plays Murphy just 2 steps on the first base side of second. Pitch is lined deep, but foul down the left field line. 10-second station ID, now the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
The Bucks blow out the Celtics to even that series at 1. Omaha beats the 4-1 morning line favorite to win the Kentucky Derby. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
Here's Sabathia's 1-1. Foul tip. John Sterling, Susan Waldman here at Chase Field with the dome wide open on a beautiful evening. D-backs with the 2-1 lead, bottom of the 5th.
You know, according to everybody here, they don't have a lot of days like this and beautiful nights.
No, they don't open the place a lot. For night games at this time, the 1-2 fouls away. I was told that tomorrow will be closed.
Oh, it's supposed to get hotter tomorrow.
Well, now, once it gets to the summer here, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what Mike Krukow told us, the giant broadcaster, ex-pitcher, he said, we go there 3 times a year. 1-2, swung on and grounded foul outside of third. He said, in the summer, you don't go out. No, they built a dome for that reason. You don't go out.
Well, you stay at all those beautiful hotels in Phoenix, and you can't go sit by the pool because it's 120 degrees.
It sure is.
And literally, I'm not exaggerating.
1-2 to Murph. Pitch low, 2-2. CC's at 65 pitches. And the 2-2 struck him out swinging. That pitch just about hit the plate.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Now here is Greinke, who struck out his first time. CC has 5 strikeouts. You know, I just realized why this game is going so fast.
Why?
There are no walks.
Right.
Pitch to Greinke, a high pop behind the plate. Sanchez coming back. Does he have room? Yes. He reached back and made the grab. You see it all the time. Catches, it's pumped straight up. They kind of overrun it and then have to reach back, and that's what Gary did 2-away.
And Greinke's always been a good hitter. You know, one of those athletes. He was signed, of course, right out of high school with Kansas City. When they traded him to Milwaukee, they got an awful lot of people. That's where Alcides
I'll tell you
Escobar.
where they got, I can name 2 of them.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Cain and Alcides Escobar. That was really helped Kansas City build that team that won the championship. 2-away, Adam Jones takes a pitch low. Adam has grounded out and flied out, and the pitch is a fastball high, 2-0. Diamondbacks with a 2-1 lead, bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, no one on. 3 infielders on the left side for the Yanks, and the outfield in left and center, very deep. The 2-0, way high, 3-0.
The other person in that deal was Jake Odorizzi, who they traded to Tampa for James Shields. Remember that? To get their big-time veteran pitcher on that staff.
And the last game Odorizzi pitched, he outpitched Verlander 1-0. Giving up 1 hit. Pitch is a strike, 3-1.
See, that's part of it, too, making a deal, and then they turned Odorizzi into Jamie Shields. Dayton Moore did a good job with all those trades.
Here's a 3-1. Pumped right across, 3-2. Now, CC's payoff pitch is low, ball 4. There's the first walk of the game. And that will bring up Marte. Who has flied out and grounded out. Jones short lead off first. Sabathia deals, and the pitch inside 1-0.
You know, you always love to look, because I remember Ketel Marte being very, very talented with Seattle. They traded him with Taijuan Walker, who's still here, for Gene Segura and their young sensation Mitch Haniger.
1-0, grounded to third. And the long throw by Wade is in time. Nice play. Plays third very well, Tyler Wade. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And go to the 6-2-1 Arizona. Yankees' first 3 hitters are their 3 biggest hitters without question in tonight's lineup. It'll be Voit, Sanchez, and Gleyber Torres. Voit has walked, so Greinke did walk about it. I had my scorecard turned over. Each team has 1 walk to their credit. Greinke has struck out 5 and given up 5 hits. The pitch to Luke. There's a strike going 1.
Speed Report is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight partner of the Yankees radio network and official freight carrier of Major League Baseball. Learn more at odfl.com. Tyler Wade leads the Yanks with 5 stolen bases.
There's the 0-1. Lays off in the count 1-1. Now, Greinke's 1-1 is inside 2-1. Greinke has thrown 77 pitches. Yankees really wish it was 97. Now here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit on the ground to short. And the throw by Ahmed is in time, one away.
You know, both pitchers really right at the almost exactly the same. Greinke now 77, CC 75.
Well, one down. Here's Gary Sanchez. Sanchez and Gleyber Torres hit back-to-back doubles, and that is the Yankee run. Flores homered and then had a ribby single for the 2 Arizona runs. Gary swings. There's a high fly to center, not deep. In comes Marte. He makes the catch. And they're 2 away.
That's where that fastball is placed. It was only 91 miles an hour, but it was up and in. So if you swing at that, you're only going to get underneath it and pop it up.
Now 2 down. Here is Gleyber. And Greinke deals. There's a strike on the outside corner. Count 0-1. Gleyber's 2 for 2. He has singled and doubled. He has 2 of the 5 Yankee hits and their RBI. 0-1. Now breaking ball low 1-1. Greinke's 1-1. God, I'd have missed. The count 1-2.
Yeah, here's another quick tweet that I'll read to you. Congratulations to CC Sabathia on getting his 3,000th strikeout. Welcome to the club, Bert Blyleven. That's a great thing about Twitter. This is the one thing I love. People are chiming in from everywhere.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball's way outside 2-2. Here's Greinke's 2-2. Swung on and hit in the air to deep center. And back is Marte to make the catch. Well, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees are trailing 2-1. And the middle of the Diamondbacks order comes up. Escobar, Peralta, Walker. Escobar, the switch-hitting third baseman, is 1 for 2. And the pitch caught on him.
Scoreboard update. Our driver on the league is brought to you by Hyundai. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today where you'll get a great deal more than a great deal. Jonathan Holder warming up for the Yanks.
Here's the 0-1. Pitch inside, 1-1.
Boston beat Oakland 5-1. It was Houston all over Minnesota 11-0. Top of the 9th in Texas. Texas leading Pittsburgh 3-0. Bottom of the 4th in Seattle. Cubs lead Seattle 2-0.
1-1 is hit hard and deep down the left field line. It is a fair ball. One hop off the bullpen screen. And holding at second is Escobar with the second double of the game. So there's a big run. You see Arizona can move them around and score them. Down the lines, down both lines, that's where the two bullpens are. Yankee bullpen's on the right field line, and Arizona down left, and there's a screen in front of the bullpens, and that bounced and hit the screen.
Final in Washington, St. Louis beat the Nationals 3-2 as Detroit over Philly 3-1. Cleveland beat Miami 7-4. Trevor Bauer beat Sandy Alcantara. Brad Hand his 9th save. In 10, Mets beat Cincinnati 4-3.
Peralta takes a breaking ball strike.
Pete Alonso, a sac fly in the 10th, drove in that winning run. San Diego beat Atlanta 4-3. Same score, Milwaukee over Colorado 4-3. And top of the 6th, Dodgers leading San Francisco 3-1.
That'll be an 0-1 to the left-hand hitter, David Peralta. The pitch, a breaking ball outside, 1-1. Peralta has struck out and grounded to short. Torres plays basically behind second base. He might be 2 steps on the third base side, trying to cut down the lead of Escobar. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a high pop in shallow right. Estrada makes the catch about 5 steps out. So he didn't move the runner. Escobar still at second with 1 man out. Now here's Christian Walker, who has struck out and flied out. Takes a base hit now from either Walker or Flores. That's a big run. Yankees trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is outside, 1-0.
Christian Walker, who came up in the Baltimore system, I remember him having big numbers in minor leagues and then come up to the big club, which he did a couple of times. In 2014, came up, hit 167. 2015, 111 after having good numbers in AAA.
Here's the 1-0. Caught on a miss. Late on a fastball.
He spent time in Reno and in the big club last year. 28 years old already.
Oh, this is a big year for him because he's really hitting. Escobar leads off second to be a 1-1 to Walker, a right-hand hitter. And Sabathia deals grounded foul outside of third.
Meanwhile, let me give you a couple of updates on our walking wounded. Troy Tulowitzki tonight played in the same game as Miguel Andujar. Tulo was 1 for 3. The one was a home run. He had 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Miguel Andujar went 0 for 4, but played 5 innings at third base. I didn't find out whether he had any chances or not. I should have asked, but both are expected to rejoin the team over the weekend.
1-2 is inside. Well, I guess, Susan, this is a guess.
Yeah.
If they're playing him at third, they must not be unbelievably worried about his arm. They wouldn't want him to hurt himself further.
They want to see during a game what happens if he can make throws, what do they call it, in anger, not just lobbing across the diamond. But the game he played, the last game, he didn't have any chances.
2-2 coming to Walker. Escobar leads off second. And the 2-2 is a breaking ball low, 3-2.
A couple of other things. Clint Frazier ran today, did defensive work. He's here. Tomorrow he'll do the same things but more aggressively, and then after the off day, he'll come into the stadium and do some works, and they'll see where they are. He's not ready to come off the DL yet, but the 10 days is not up yet. But he seems to be a lot better.
3-2 coming to Walker. And the pitch is outside, ball 4. Now, with Walker getting on, that's going to be all for CC. Flores is coming up, and Flores already has a homer and a ribby single off Sabathia. So I gather in fact, I know they're going to bring in a right-hander to face Flores.
keep it here for a minute. You'll see it. You'll hear. Let's listen to the crowd. It's tough. The biggest milestone of his career, and he's losing a game. It's very bothersome to a competitor like CC. And this call in the bullpen is sponsored by Biofreeze, the fast-acting, powerful pain relief trusted to help. Pitching Change also brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jonathan Holder is on, a right-hander. And Wilmer Flores takes a pitch for a strike at the knees. Diamondbacks threatening. They have a 2-1 lead, bottom of the sixth, and they have first and second with one man out. Flores has been the hitting star tonight with a homer and a single and both of Arizona's RBIs. Well, here's the 0-1. Pitch is low. And the count 1-1. CC pitched a heck of a game. 5 1/3. To this point, 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. He is over that 3,000 barrier in strikeouts. So for Holder, a very big moment in the game, trying to hold Arizona at 2. Here is the 1-1 to Flores. Swung on and fouled. First base out of play. And the count 1-2.
And it was interesting, and they got a note up on the board. Wilmer Flores and David Peralta and Salvi Perez all grew up together in Venezuela. And Flores and Peralta both learned English the same way. They watched the show Friends. And that's how the two of them learned English. Watching TV, watching Friends. Funny, now they're on the same team, Flores and Peralta.
1-2. The breaking ball low, 2-2.
I think when they're kids, they're thinking, we're going to grow up and we're going to play in the major leagues and we're going to end up on the same team.
And become millionaires.
Well, that too.
That's all part of it, huh?
That's all part of it, yeah.
The 2-2 coming to Flores. Runners lead first and second. One man out in the bottom of the sixth. And Holder deals outside. 3-2. One more bad one. They'll be loaded up.
Well, this isn't what Aaron Boone had in mind.
Escobar leads off second. Walker leads off first. And it'll be a 3-2 to Flores. Now the right-hander is set, and the pitch is low, ball 4. They're loaded up.
93-mile-an-hour fastball. That was a ball when it left his hand. And that's the thing that Holder had been working on was the 0-2 or the 2-strike put-away pitch. That fastball is running on him.
Nick Ahmed had an infield single and grounded to short. He's a right-hand hitter. The Yankees are playing the middle back. They're hoping to get a ground ball to turn 2. Well, Arizona has a chance to break this thing open. The pitch, grounded right back to Holder. He comes home, 1 on to first, double play. How do y'all like that? Everything you would have wanted. A 1-2-3 double play to get the Yankees out of a big trouble spot. Now, we go to the 7th inning. Yankees are trailing 2-1. That was the perfect double play ball. A grounder right back to the mound. Holder to Sanchez to first. The old 1-2-3. Here is Tauchman to lead it off against Greinke. The pitch outside. CC's line is complete. 5 1/3, 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Yankees trail 2-1 as we enter the final 3 innings. And the 1-0 is outside 2-0.
Well, Jack did some research for us because I said I didn't know what happened when Miguel Andujar had chances, and Jack looked it up. Miguel Andujar had 5 defensive chances today. He made 2 errors. He had 2 clean throws, third to first, and made 1 throw to second on a force play.
The 2-0 hit on the ground to first. Walker will flip to Greinke, 1 away.
Now, fans, you're not going to want to miss the Yankees' 4th annual Star Wars Day on Saturday, May 4th. Not only will there be appearances by your favorite Star Wars characters, but the first 40,000 guests in attendance receive a special CC Sabathia Jedi bobblehead. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
Let's take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
NBA playoffs, the Bucks beat the Celtics 123-102 to even that series at a game apiece. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman in Phoenix, and there is a strike at Chase Field. 1 out, top of the 7th, 2-1 Arizona. Cameron Maybin had an infield single in 2 trips. And the pitch, breaking ball is way outside. The count 1-1. This next pitch will be the 90th for Greinke. Left-hander Andrew Chafin is in the Arizona bullpen. Maybin fouls it straight back. Now the count remains 0-2.
Greinke's he's almost at 90 pitches. He's at 88.
Well, I was looking at the Yes monitor, which actually does say 90 pitches. I have no idea which one it is. So it'll be an 0-2. Check that. A 1-2. Scoreboard has 0-2, but it's a 1-2 to Maybin. And the pitch, strike 3. Fastball, outside corner. Well, there are 2.
Ottavino warming for the Yanks.
The in-game box score brought to you by RSM, the official audit, tax, and consulting firm of the Yankees radio network. 2 down. Here is Estrada. And he gets a pop-up down the right field line. Who's going to catch it? And somebody caught it. Wilma Flores caught it. There were 3 people there. Adam
City Casino, where winning is always in play. Empire City Casino, game on.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is still 2-1 Arizona. And John Ryan Murphy will lead it off for the D-backs. Jonathan Holder stays on the hill. I guess Ottavino was up in case the Yankees put a couple people on. You know, they'd pinch hit for the pitcher. That will happen next inning. Holder deals low, and Greinke is on deck, so they're not taking him out of the game.
Yeah, he's practicing his swings.
Murphy has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Holder is 1-0, breaking ball strike. Well, here is the in-game box score brought to you by RSM. For the Yanks, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. For Arizona, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. And the 1-1 swung on a high pop in back of third. Backpedaling is Wade, and he makes the catch. 1 away. Well, 1 down. Here is the Arizona pitcher, Zach Greinke.
So I got kind of one more fun fact about John Ryan Murphy, who is now all over the Yankee record books. This was tweeted out by Jeff Quagliata of Yes Network. J.R. Murphy, John Ryan Murphy, he caught CC's 2,500th strikeout, and that was Johnny Giavotella.
Breaking ball strike. You know what's fascinating, too, when you come up with these names? Oh, yeah, you don't know what's happened to them. Johnny Giovitella played for KC and played for the Angels.
Yeah.
I gather he's in the minor leagues. 0-1 coming to Greinke, who was 0 for 2. And the fastball is inside 1-1.
Let's see.
Greinke leans away from a high fastball, 2-1. 2-1 Arizona. We are in the bottom of the 7th.
Zach Greinke's won 2 ERA titles, has 6 seasons of 200-plus strikeouts.
The 2-1, a high pop off first. I don't think Voit has room, and he does not. It's on top of the Yankee dugout. Kicks into the seats. And the count 2-2. There'll be a 2-2 to the righty hitting pitcher. And Holder ready to deal. It's strike 3 call. Holder's first strikeout, 6 by Yankee pitching 2-way, and that'll bring up Adam Jones.
Adam Jones signed late with Arizona. He was kind of an afterthought. He started playing every day, really contributing. They say in that clubhouse, you knew he was going to be a great leader wherever he ended up.
And hitting very well.
Yep.
He was hitting .294, 5 homers, 18 RBIs in the first month. This is the end of the first month, so he's had a very good first month as a D-back. Jones takes a pitch low.
So in the month of April, he's got 10 multi-hit games, 32 hits, 14 extra base hits.
Holder behind 1-0 to Jones. 2 outs, no one on, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch is cut on a miss. One note that I have off the scoreboard, the Pittsburgh Pirates had lost 8 straight games and were down 3-0 to Texas going to the 9th. They scored 3 runs to tie. They're now in the 10th.
Oh. Gritty Pittsburgh Pirates.
Here's the 1-1 to the right head hitting Jones. Inside, and the count 2-1. Jones has grounded out, flied out, and walked. Each team has 5 hits. And Arizona has a 2-1 lead. Here's Holder's 2-1. Swung on a high pop off first. This time Voit has room. Foul territory. Makes the catch to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the backs. And at the end, Wade will lead it off. And Gio Urshela is on deck to hit for the pitcher. Wade has great speed. Let's see if he can get on base against this very tough right-hander who deals. And the pitch is strike at the knees, 0-1. Escobar plays in at third. His spikes touching the infield grass. Guarding against the bunt. And the 0-1 is outside. And the Diamondback bullpen, left-hander's Andrew Chafin, and the right-hander is Archie Bradley. And Zach Britton's up for the Yanks. They're going to pinch hit next for Holder. Wade grounds it foul. Big, slow breaking ball. Slow, that was 67. So, Wade really tried to time it. He double clutched and got just a piece. He's behind on the count, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Tyler, and he fouls it back to the screen.
Well, that's Urshela on deck, so I guess he is all right. He had said before the game that he was hitting in the cage and he felt fine, didn't feel it. Remember, he got hit on the top of the hand.
Now, the 1-2 swung on and foul, third base side out of play.
It's like most of these guys, Urshela has never faced Greinke.
Escobar now backs up. He plays about 40% of the way towards second. Three infielders on the right side. For the lefty hitting Wade. And the 1-2 is outside. 2-2. Now here's the 2-2 to Wade. Breaking balls inside 3-2. On my monitor, Greinke has achieved 99 pitches, so 100 coming on up. Now here comes a big pitch, 3-2. The Yankees love to get Wade on. That's fouled at home plate. Well, the count holds at 3-2. There'll be a 3-2 coming to Wade. And the right-hander deals, swung on and pop foul, third base side out of play. If Wade got on, I don't think you'd see Urshela bunt, but I think you might take a pitch or two to see if Wade could steal second. The Yankees have to build a run to tie. They're down to their final 2 innings. 2-1 Arizona here in the 8th.
Very good at bat by Wade.
Terrific at bat. We'll see if he can close the deal. The 3-2 struck him out swinging, high fastball, one away.
Right. Of all these strikeouts that he's got, and that was the 7th, how many of them have been on that high fastball? And really, it's 90-91.
All right, here's Gio Urshela. He's a right-hand hitter. Urshela is hitting .351 now. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of at-bats. But I think it's in the 50s. Yeah, he's at 57 at-bats.
20 for 57. Pretty good ratio.
Well, he is hitting .350, so he's having a dream. One good thing for Gio, everyone in baseball now has seen him and have all the success. Greinke deals, and the pitch hammered to third. Great backhand stop by Escobar. Fires low to first, in time, two-way. Nice play by Escobar.
And John and I, we remember him in Minnesota always making those plays on the left side of the infield. He's a very good player.
Now the Power Report brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power. Wilma Flores, a home run and a ribby single for Arizona. And Sanchez and Torres back-to-back doubles in the fourth for the Yankee run. And that is the Power Report brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center. Obviously, they're taking out Greinke with 2 outs.
And that pitching change also brought to you by the New York Lottery. The newest scratch-off games are on sale now. Try your luck today, and you could bring home a win.
Chapin, a veteran left-hander, been in the bullpen for the last few years for Arizona, and deals to Gardner. The pitch is low, lefty to lefty. Gardner is 1 for 3. Yankees trailing 2-1, top of the 8th, 2 outs, no one on.
Chafin, 10 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 5 walks, and 12 strikeouts.
There's the 1-1. And there's a strike. Fastball outside corner. 1-2.
Not a bad, that fastball 93. There's throws fastball and a slider.
That'll be a 1-2. And the pitch cut on him. Missed. Breaking ball down and away. Zach Greinke goes 7 2/3, 1 run, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. He was tremendous.
Tremendous.
It's a 2-1 ball game, Arizona. Here is Marte against Zach Britton. And the pitch is low. Marte's a switcher to batting right. Britton's job, hold him at 2. The 1-0 is outside. And you know the lineup is very short because of all the injuries. But in the 9th inning, the Yankees will put up basically their 3 best hitters. Not basically, their 3 best hitters. Voit, Sanchez, and Gleyber Torres. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and line to right center field. On the run is Tauchman. Can't make the catch. He goes by him to the wall. And on to second goes Marte with a double. So Arizona has a runner at second with no one out. And we'll see if they move him around.
And we're looking at that pitch again, and it sure is low enough, but it was over the middle of the plate, and he went down and got it.
That'll bring up Escobar. Today's game attendance brought to you by Columbia Bank, serving New Jersey for 90 years. And the attendance today is 36,352.
Well, Tauchman thought he should have got that because he was just slamming his fist in his glove.
Escobar, switch hitter, batting right. And he takes a strike. 0-1. Escobar backs out.
You know, there was a great note about Chafin that I didn't get to get in because he got it out so fast. He's allowed 2 homers in his last 107 games, both to the same person, both to Will Myers.
Well, that's a great stat.
Isn't that
Yeah. It's everything you want.
right?
Here's the 0-1. Foul tip. And the count 0-2.
Of course, they see Will Myers quite a bit in the same division. I think when he comes in, he knows he has to face him. He goes, "Oh no!" Adam Ottavino again up in the Yankees pen.
Well, the Yankees obviously have to try to hold the deficit 2-1. So they have Britton, the lefty, pitching to the 2 switch hitters. And then Peralta, the only lefty hitter. Then you might see Ottavino. Here is the 0-2 to Escobar. Line, base hit to left field. Holding at third will be Marte. He had to wait for the ball to go through. Wade gave a great leap and couldn't quite get it. So first and third, no one out.
Also a good throw by Maben coming back, and he was held immediately.
Well, Britton will stay in because the lefty is up, David Peralta. Well, here is Peralta. One thing I'm very surprised at, first and third, no one out. I'll tell you what it is right after Britton's first pitch. First he throws to first. The Yankees aren't bringing the infield in. And you can say, well, they're playing back for two, but if they play back and get two, well, what does it mean? Then they're down 3-1. I am amazed they're not all the way up. Not quite. They're playing halfway, but that's just hedging your bet. The pitch is swung on, a high fly to deep left center. That gets the run in anyway. Gardner makes the catch. Tagging and going to second is Escobar, and he's there. There's a sac fly and an RBI for Peralta, and Arizona takes a 3-1 lead.
And usually not, when Britton gets its hits, usually hits through the infield. These are hard hit shots to the outfield, unlike him.
So the fly ball was deep enough not only to score the run from third, but for Escobar to tag. And he's at second with one man out. And here's Christian Walker. And Britton deals. Cut on him. Missed. I mentioned that the Pirates, who had lost 8 straight games, who were down 3-0 going to the ninth, scored 3 to tie. And Britton ready to deal to Walker. The pitch is low. And now the Pirates have scored 3 in the 11th, so they take a 6-3 lead. Here, the Yankees trail 3-1. It'll be a 1-1 to Walker. Caught on and missed. And the count 1-2. Escobar, the runner at second. A run in. There's no one out. And Arizona has a 3-1 lead. Tomorrow, Arizona pitches a right-hander that we haven't seen, Merrill Kelly. I do know that he pitched a great game against Boston earlier in the year. Here is the 1-2. Back to a breaking ball missed. Yankees will pitch Masahiro tomorrow. And we'll be on the air at 3 o'clock New York time, and then play-by-play at 3:40. It'll be a 2-2 to the right-hand hitting Walker. And the pitch is low, 3-2.
You know, looking at Merrill Kelly, and he's 30 years old. He spent 4 years in Korea and then came back. He never pitched out of the minor leagues, and then he went and spent 4 years in Korea and signed by the Diamondbacks this year.
Walker took some time getting in the batter's box. Now here comes the payoff from Britton. Escobar leads off second, and the pitch is cut on and missed. Breaking ball down and in. So there's the first out. Excuse me, the sacrifice fly was the first out. That was the second out. And that will bring up Wilmer Flores.
Is that a nice night? Perfect night?
Homer, single, walk. Drove in 2 of the Arizona 3 runs.
So he's raised his average 20 points tonight, so we're still in that part of in the beginning of the season.
Pitch to Flores is low. Yeah, that's why batting averages, unless you're going very, very good or going very, very bad, they're going to really change. Pitches outside of Flores, 2-0. The strikeout, obviously Britton's first in the seventh by Yankee pitching. And here comes the 2-0. Chopper over the middle, grabbed by Torres, throws to first in time to win the inning. But Arizona got a very big, well, the closer, Greg Holland, comes in, protecting a 3-1 lead. Chafin goes a third of an inning, got one batter out. He struck out Gardner. Luke Voigt leads it off for the Yanks. 3-1 Arizona as we play in the top of the ninth. And the right-hander deals half swing at a breaking ball, 0-1. Voigt 0 for 2 with the walk. And there's another breaking ball strike, 0-2. The three biggest hitters for the Yanks are up: Voigt, Sanchez, and Torres. Now the right-hander Holland will deal 0-2 to Voigt. Here's Holland's 0-2. Lined hard, but right to short, one away. Hit it on the nose, but right to Nick Ahmed, one away. Now, following in the game, stay tuned for the Sunwave Gas and Power Yankees postgame show. Sunwave Gas and Power, energy simplified. Visit GoSunwave.com and find the plan that works for you. Well, one away, and here's Gary Sanchez. Gary takes a breaking ball strike. You know, in the first inning, Gardner grounded out, and Voigt, the second hitter, walked. And that's the only walk given up by Arizona pitching. You don't give up walks. You got a great chance. The Yankees have 5 hits. There'll be an 0-1 to Sanchez. And the pitch is just outside, 1-1. Garrett has a double in 3 trips. In fact, the Yankee run, 2 doubles in a row, one by Sanchez and then one by Gleyber Torres. That's really the extent of the Yankee offense tonight. 1 run and 2 of their 5 hits. And here is the 1-1 to Gary. Pitches a strike on the inside corner. I don't think Sanchez thought that. That the count's 1-2. Now, here comes the 1-2. He struck him out swinging, breaking ball down and away. Almost hit the plate. So 2 down. And with 2 down, here's Gleyber Torres. Gleyber has 2 for 3, so that's 2 of the 5 Yankee hits. And the right-hander Holland ready to deal. Cut on a miss. It'll be an 0-1 to the right-hand hitter. The pitch is grounded to third. Escobar hustles, fields, fires, got him. Ball game over. Arizona win. So Arizona pitching just too tough tonight. They hold the Yankees to 1 run on 5 hits and 1 walk. And Arizona wins the first of this little 2-game series by the score of 3-1.